Okay, should be sorted now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to RF1 again. Today we are round 6, I believe, for Azerbaijan in Division 2. We just finished Q1, but Q1 didn't actually matter as we didn't actually have enough people for there to be an elimination when we first started the session, but unfortunately someone joined midway through, meaning poor Kip, who retired thinking he was safe, is now out. So that's why I didn't stream Q1, as someone joined midway through and didn't think there was much point in starting it for no reason. But yeah, into Q2 now. We'll have everyone but Kip, unlucky from him, but is what it is. So I've been told it is a wet Q2 and 3 and a dry race. So to the driver's knowledge, it's a wet Q2 and 3. Obviously it's not precise, meaning the game might change it, but to everyone's best knowledge, it's going to be a wet qualifying for the rest of the session. Now, yeah, there it is. So that should be interesting. I think it's going to be Inters. I've just seen Bonge has selected them. Lap times will be slower, spins are likely, easier to lock up, etc, etc. Jules and the Ferraris come out on softs. Right, so he's come out on softs, and he's locked up the moment he hits the brake, so I'm not sure if that was a good idea. I don't know whether it's going to get dry later, wetter later, and it's a bit dry now, considering softs are the best dry tyre for the wet. DRS is just going to say, okay, no, so no, it's not soft. Oh, it's not soft. Not soft conditions. It was when he left the pits, so he would have left the pits, and the game would have told him that this was the right tyre. So that's probably why he's done that. But no, DRS disabled now, meaning it is time for Inters, so he'll have to come back in the pits if he actually wants to set a competitive lap. So now looking, we have someone, the Red Bull, who will be first. That is. Yeah, Halo will be first if he keeps track position now. To set a lap time, there's a train of 3 cars, so hopefully they make space for each other. Yeah, I think Jules has had a spin down there at the one of the final proper corners. He's on softs, so. Yeah, there's damage. He did spin. So yeah, Halo will be the first to start his lap, coming out of the final, what I like to call proper corners, but in the wet. I don't believe these snaky sections are flat. No, they aren't. So no longer is the corner after the awkward left-hander the final proper one. The S's now are actually a challenge. So that's interesting. Halo decides to pit. Is it getting drier? Does he think it's not ready? But I think that means, yeah, Nicholas in the Alpha Tower will be the first to set his lap, goes a bit wide in turn 1. As he does lose the rear a little bit, and he'll still choose to continue. That would have lost him quite a lot of time though. Coming down the first DRS straight. That's not really a DRS straight in the wet. He's got ETE Ryan right behind him. He's on a lap as well. I'm just interested to know why Halo pit, because he was about to start his lap and he just pit straight away. So that's an interesting one. So E.T. Ryan is now right on the back of Nicholas. So Nicholas obviously struggling on his lap, Ryan not, and Nicholas doesn't have to get out of the way if he's on a lap, even if he is slower, he doesn't actually have to get out of the way, so both of them have kind of lost their laps now, because Ryan got stuck behind. Ryan would have lost a lot of time behind Nicholas, and Nicholas decided to let him pass us. You see Ryan definitely does lose his lap. Goes from wide, then invalidates. So got a bit of a car park over there at the castle section. It's an awkward place for to be a flying car behind you, but Loki is one of them, and set a first lap time in his Q2 session. Remember, as it is wet, obviously they won't have to start the race on these tyres, meaning no matter where you start, you will have free choice, which is a shame, because it kind of makes the strategy the same for everyone, and there'll be no tyre wear at the beginning of the race, but hopefully it means there'll be a mix in the top 10. Normally there isn't. Normally it's just top 10 on softs and everyone else on mediums. Hopefully we'll see a mix. But Loki coming across the line now to set the first lap, 55.7. I'm not sure on wet quality laps around Baku, so we'll be yet to see whether that's a good one or not. But I think that's kind of where it should be, in the mid-50s. Decent lap from him. Most people are now starting their laps, I think, apart from Korn. So Korn goes quickest now with a 55.3, 4 depths up on Loki. Rapid scrapes the wall a little bit. So he's on his first flying lap. Bonge does a 2 minute 16, so he made a mistake on his lap. A few cars coming out of the corners. So Zombies on the main straight now. He should be on a lap. Won't be a quick one, because he's already passed the 55-minute mark. He did a 1:58.6, probably made a mistake on his as well. So Paper Stream behind him does a 59.2, so a bit of a big spread apart from the top two, which is both Hasses. So it's a Hass 1-2 at the moment in Q2. Checking with Rabid, going for the castle section now, really, really tricky in the rain. Keeping it tidy, right on the limited track limits there. Nicholas is retired. I didn't see any yellow flag on track, so I missed it. So I think he did it in pits. So Nicholas has retired. As I can see his car's in the pits. So yeah, he retired in the pits. I'm not sure why he's done that, because he hasn't set a lap time. But Nicholas will definitely be out at the end of the session. So Rabbit now coming through these now no longer flat out tricky corners to end his lap. Pretty decent. Loki goes quickest, he beats his previous best, 1:54.9, and Ryan, E.T. Ryan, he did look quite quick earlier. He's done a 52.9, smashes Loki's by 2 seconds. Here comes Rabid, who was 53.9, still a second down from E.T. Ryan at the top. I know E.T. are a good team, so I'd expect Ryan to be pretty decent. Board of Mr. Taylor, he's on his lap, got a bit wide in turn 2. Not ideal, that would be a few temps lost there, but they will soldier on. Jules also beginning his lap. Not many people set a lap, and it's been a decent amount of time in Q2, so people are not attempting or struggling. We'll stay with Mr. Taddo, as I think he will be next to set a lap. It was allegedly purple in Sector 1, I don't believe that because of how wide he went in turn 2. You never know, he might have had an epic rest of the sector. Oh, it's just as I say, he might have had an epic lap, he almost spins it, just avoids the wall, so he might choose to carry on. In the wet, I'm pretty sure he used less fuel, so you can do multiple laps. He's struggled a little bit there, went deep and almost hit the wall again. He still continues. Don't think this will be a competitive lap time. Won't challenge the top considering the mistakes he's made. trickiest braking time in the circuit, even trickier in the wet again. As most of the corners are. It's quite a track for it to rain on Azerbaijan. I don't think it happens much in real life, but it seems to happen a lot in the game. The line 59.2, so yeah, he did make a lot of mistakes in that lap. He is trying again. He has just almost lost the car out of turn 1, but turn 2 looked a bit tidier than what he did before, so Halo, yeah, that's season elevated. So Halo, the one that boxed earlier, he just boxed at the beginning of the session. He did his out lap and decided to pit. That, but it validates that lap will be going again. As I said before, you can do multiple laps on the wet conditions just because of the 5 comes up and gets it. Say Ruxian, but he will be next to finish his lap in Mercedes. The game says he's going to literally gone purple. Sure if I'm going to believe that track map at the moment. Said about talent. Never know with Rux, quick driver, definitely. On the main straight now. No DRS, so got to rely on whatever setup you're running. The line, 154.8 and 154.8 for Rux. P4, 5 temps off P3, so big gap still. Ryan in the second clear, the rest of the field having are not close. They don't really tend to be in the wet. There's so many places in the game. So yeah, Lucas next. Finishes in the lap. Don't feel big top note. So it's 1.62 for Lucas. P7 still safe. It's just 10 people to set a lap time. So technically, if you set a lap time right now, you're safe. There's Jules. So when he does come out, a lot of pressure, can't validate that one lap. Now and he might have gone to Halo has tried again, he has tried again. Halo goes P7, 55.9, 6 temps off P6, so yeah, it's still showing a massive gap between field. Paper Stream improves by 6 temps, but only went up only 1 or 2 positions. So 58.5 for him. So technically he's safe. Yeah. Oh, he's just started his first line lap. Let's put it on exit there. Important not to hit any of these curbs. So a lot of time if you do, Ryan doesn't do that, so pretty entirely apart from turn 2 and 5. I only caught the exit at turn 1 in it and it looked pretty decent. Yeah, a red car that's to push the line, it's between 2% down, improving, 5 in the castle section. Takes that nicely. Got a flag or a has, but it's just slow. I think Loki, he went he had to take to the escape road there at the end of the first what would be DRS zones. I did see a yellow flag. Yeah, that was him, so he stopped up on 5 ground as he first pass. Next section, touch wide, but that won't now just rely on your engine and setup. See what that time can do. It looked like Friday, but no, the Delta, I don't think it will be up the top. It's still won't be bad as he goes P5 or 7, 8. But still no one challenging Ryan up top, and I don't think anyone will for a while as Ronin is 3 times down out of the 1. 5 will most probably go again. A lot more tidy out of that first corner. Still need to battle, what's that? 1.8 seconds? That to Ryan. So 1.8 seconds. He's a second hand. Right now, he's 12 seconds down. Jules said before he has high pressure. Can't mess this lap up. I don't think he'll make the line for another one, so not too much longer to go, but he always can mess up. Check his braking zone, blocks up. Took it well. Didn't catch the rest of his lap. There's a touch wide there, so time. Flag is now out, so no one can start a lap. For sure, Nicholas, Tallow, Zombez, Nicholas, Tallow, and Zombez are guaranteed to be out of the session. So Jules, high pressure lap, already past 55 mark, so maybe struggle to get out. He will by 2 seconds, so quite a big gap. He will miss out on the next back qualifying. Papistry, 18 seconds down, so definitely not improve, and he won't have time to start another, so that is it. It's done. Saying goodbye to Jules, Papistry, Zombez, and Hello. And I think this did retire early. I'm not really too sure why he did that. I think he did it in the pits. I didn't catch any sort of crash. So, I'm pretty sure he does that. Just that lap, towards the end. Like Ruxy and Loki's 16th now, so he won't be setting a new lap time. Delta, so we'll ride on board with him. Doesn't need to set a lap time here. He's free. See if he chooses to finish his lap time. Decent slipstream. Yeah, he will finish it. He's already at the 2-minute mark, so there won't be an improvement definitely. Just to check the flag. Yeah, that's it. We'll just wait for Paperstream to go back into his box and can move on to Q3. So E.T. Ryan untouched at the top by just over a second. 152.9. No one close to him. I saw his name. I thought he'd be quick because he's part of E.T. That's being proved. But I said before, it is possible to go quite a lot quicker in the wet, especially a track like this with so many corners and traction zones, which is a huge deal in Azerbaijan. Staying with braking zones, there's a few pre-braking zones, so easy to lock a tyre, so easy to go deep, etc, etc. But yeah, just over a second, almost dead on a second, quickest he goes to the top. Just to remind you who will be losing, we'll be losing Nicholas, who retired, Tallow in P14, Zombez P13, Paperstream in P12, and Run the Jewels but in P11 loses out by just about 2 seconds. So a big split in the order. Lucas, who finished P10, 3.3 seconds down on E.T. Ryan. They're both going to Q3, but that just kind of shows how mega of a lap Ryan did. And weather-wise, this should stay wet. That's what I've been told by the drivers, so we should be alright with that. Make it more interesting, yet wet, and it looks about the same as it was before, so no change in the amount of rain for Q3. Let's see if anyone's coming out straight away, and there is, exactly for Mayo. I think is it Luke? Oh no, it's a Haas even, sorry. Who is that? It's either Loki or Korn. Williams coming up as well. Corn's coming up first, so he will be first. Oh, as he goes straight on. He did what Loki did about a corner too early. He's got to watch out for Williams of Bond, who's coming behind him. As my camera angle is different from Bonge. What? We're cool when I've got the normal TV pod and with Bonge I've got this weird zoomed in one. Okay. Interesting. Oh, I know why. I will fix that, because it will annoy me. I know exactly why. Oh, I can't edit camera settings in here. Alright, what I have to deal with it is because I've got custom Williams camera settings for TV pod offset, so nothing I can do about that. You can't edit camera settings to spectator mode. My style says in chat Loki poll. Yeah, well actually yeah, that's a good idea. We'll get your predictions in chat and we'll see who gets closest. I know my prediction. I'm sure it's quite easy to guess. I think Ryan will do that again. Style things Loki poll. There was a Haas one too briefly in the Q2, so I'm sure they'll try and replicate it. We'll set that, but it will be the other Haas. Is like on main straight. So Ruxian, who is in session, he's sitting in the pits, picks Ronin P1, F5 P2 and ET Ryan in P3, so interesting there from Ruxian, going against kind of Q2 results. Turn 1, turn 2 decently. Again, those turn 2s are just more about the traction. You can get out the corner down the main straight, so much time to be won or lost as he scrapes the wall. That might make a difference. Don't want to be hitting this curb here, which he doesn't, but he does curb it wide. So, ideal for him. So, a bad lap from Corn. Takes that nicely though. That's brave, trying to jump that curb. That just means he'll gain time middle of the corner and he'll lose all of it and more on the exit, so fast and slow out, which is the opposite of what you should do. But apart from those couple of corners in sector 1, a bit wary on the entrance to turn in times to do really what he wanted it to do, but decent traction out of there and flat out on this left hander. It's a bit scary. Fast, especially in the wet, and don't really want to be touching that curb, but also you don't want to be hitting that wall, and either of those things that quite well. Touch deep into that last corner, but that'll enable him to get on the power earlier. No more braking zones now, just got a pure slight lift for this sectional. As he goes wide, hits the wall, that's most damage. No visible damage, but that might be a touch of damage for Harbour Corner. It's so easy to do. It sucks if you do it in the race, because that means you have to hit for hitting the wall on the straights. But he will be the first to set a lap time of 1:55 flat. Bonge backs out of his lap. Yeah, he wasn't a lap. Sliced back out of it. Mistake. But a 5 car destroys Corn's lap with a 1:52.2. Now that is not bad considering where he was in Q2, but I think the rain is starting to let off a bit. I don't think it's raining as much as it was. Next is Halo pits again. He did that last session. He was about to start his lap and he just hopped straight in the pits. This time he started the lap and he's going to hop straight in the pits again. Ronnie coming down the main straight, he will be next. Lap clean, he'll go P2 just behind 5 ground, less than a tenth, just under half a tenth between them. P2 as well for him. Just keep his crown at the top. Still a long way to go, 6 minutes. Set a lap. No one else is on one at the moment. Wrexham will be first to start the set of laps as an out lap, but everyone else is in the pits, so I'm wondering now if the weather says it's going to be dry at the end of the session. Except for the rain looks like it's laying off. There doesn't seem to be as much water on the track anymore, so yeah, I think the reason why people are staying in the pits is because it's going to get dry. So Rabbit is going to take the gamble with fuel out lap, but we'll stay on board with Wrexham and you can see what the conditions are like. One thing to note is this is TV pod offset. More rain is shown than it actually is on TV pod offset. As DRS has been enabled, yeah, okay, so it's dry tyre now. So Ruck should probably get at the end of this lap and get out on the softs as fast as he can. Now it's time for softs. Whoever leaves the pits last, or whoever starts their lap, whoever finishes their lap last, will be on pole. It's just going to keep getting drier and drier by the second. These guys in the pits now have got to leave it as late as possible, and I think we might see some sort of traffic jam like we normally do in tracks like Monza or Russia in real life. They're all going to be wanting to set the lap last and get a slipstream down that main straight. Twitchy for actually in there. I hope for his sake he doesn't finish this lap. He will have DRS. He should really go quicker, but it won't mean anything as these top three will end up being the bottom three if they don't go again. Tad W has said Loki on pole, followed by Ryan and Ronan, so another one for Loki pole. Loki does like the wet conditions, he's showing that. Can't rule it out, but then it is going to dry out the end of the session by what it looks like. DRS has been enabled and I don't think it will rain again, so yeah, Ruxin's going to come to the pits. So with Rabbit, so Rabbit did his out lap and changed his mind, don't blame him. So a few people are now selecting the soft tyre. Halo has decided to come out of the pits. I'm hoping he's fueled for more than one lap. If he only does a lap now, he'll be quite far down the order. But yeah, look, it's pretty much dry now. It'll be just be a bit as predicted, all of them are going to stay out to the last second. And they will all come out at the same time, I predict. Now it'll get interesting when they start to begin their laps. Looks like Halo is pushing quite hard on this out lap, so I'm wondering if he didn't fuel for more than one and he's trying to get back to the pits. If that's the case, I'm not sure how enough time, so he probably will if he decides to pit now, but we'll see what he does. He was pushing quite hard throughout the entire out lap, so that'll be interesting. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers. 4 drivers have now come out of the pits. 4 drivers have just come out of the pits, 5 including Halo. He's now starting his lap, DRS enabled. He will be the first soft tyre runner in this session to set a lap. I'm hoping, again for his sake, that it won't be his last, otherwise he might struggle. There's a Haas is now coming out of the pits, I'm not sure who that is. It's either Falcon or Loki. It is Loki, as Lucas has now selected the soft tyre. He's still in the pits, but he's ready to come out, and McLaren, so that'll be Ronan. He's now going out of the pits. It's getting quite late now. Looks like everyone will. So towards the end of the lap, if I over to Rux, tiny traffic jam start to form. Not as much as I predicted. I thought everyone was going to leave it about now, and everyone would come out of the pits and everything else. But so that isn't the case. But I don't know who it's. Ryan. ET Ryan hasn't set a lap yet. Going to be looking to get just a slipstream off a lot, so it's trying to do so as well. It is still raining, I believe. Okay, so it's not raining anymore. It's completely dry conditions. The track won't be optimal, but now the lap times will start ramping up. A bit of slipstream, but not as much as Ruxian. Ruxian is right behind him, so he'll get a nice boost on the straight. But make sure you're not too close, otherwise I'll get a bit of but it doesn't really exist in this game. Takes that one very nicely, does Rux. Very hard. Even closer to Ryan, so he's outdone Ryan in turn 1 and 2. Gonna get another slipstream down this straight. Quite nicely there. Again, don't want to touch any of these curves, which Ryan didn't do as Ruxian does do. That's quite a lot of time lost if even for just touching the curves. We've got a spinner towards the end of the lap. He's sorted out whoever it was. Rux right on the back of Ryan. So maybe Ryan seems to excel in the wet conditions, but seems to be not as dominant right now. Try Ruxian. Car all over the place. He's pushing so hard through the castle. Stay on board with him. He'll get another slipstream down this straight and another down the main straight, which is the biggest one for him. Looks like he lost a bit of time to Ryan. So sector 1. Take it quite nicely. You can take a little bit curve, you get away with it. It does kind of unsettle the car on exit, but you'll get away with it. Right there, but that enables you to get power early. And now that's it. Last of the any sort of braking. Flat out these S's now. Checkered flag is out. Father Corn did not make the checkered flag. Just second 2, I believe that is. Corn will now go tumbling down the order as Rabbit with a 140.2 goes quickest. One behind him, 40.5. Ruxian a 139.8 goes E1. Ryan, ET Ryan, a 140.5. So no longer dominant as he was in Q2. So checkered flag with 5 crown on a lap, just exited the castle section. He's pushing very hard. Looks like he took that quite nicely. Hopefully for him, he can challenge the top 3. Ruxian still on provisional pole. Looks like a Haas of Loki will be next across the line. He has kept it valid. This will be really important for Loki. Capitalise on when he goes P5. Best he can do is P5, 42.3. Quite a lot of ET Ryan. Next up will be running in the McLaren. He's already past the 39 mark. It won't be provisional pole, but it will be P5 for Ronin, a 141 flat. Next is 5 crown, 10 seconds up on his previous best. 5 across the line, goes P3, a 140.4 for 5, best he can do is P3. Now we look to Lucas Fenn 16, next across the line, he goes across the line, and that's P7, I think that is on his dash. P7 for Lucas, so Ruxian is on pole. What a lap from Rux. He looks really, really good. He got such a big slipstream off ET Ryan across every single main straight. Not sure if that's worth 4 attempts, so I reckon he would have been on pole anyway, but it is pole position for Rux in 24. And your top 10 will be Rux, Rabbit, 5 crown, Bonge, Ryan in P5, Ronin in McLaren, Lucas, Loki, Father Corn, who didn't make the checkered flag. So he never got a dry run in, 15.2 seconds off. That just shows the difference it makes in P9. And then Halo, who never actually got a lap in. I think he must have invalidated in P10. So shame for Korn and Halo. Big opportunity for them to capitalise on. But not meant to be for him. So yeah, Ruxian on pole for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. But pole doesn't actually mean much. It's quite an easy track to overtake. If you can stay within the DRS, you could just blast past on the straight, which shows that. And also you can do it at the last lap. We've seen it before. Overtakes the line 2017 with Bottas and Stroll, right on the line on the last lap. So it is possible to get an overtake on every single lap. It's not like the opportunity goes away as you go further along. So pole position might not always be a good thing for Rux. If he can keep that pace up, pole by 4 attempts, it's quite a feat to do. So, see what he can do. So, no one predicted Ruxian pole. Rux himself predicted Ronin 5 and Ryan. He was a little bit off. Taz predicted Loki, Ryan, Ronin. He was off, and that's it. And Star says in chat, Ruxian masterclass slipstream. Yeah, he did get quite a big slipstream, but I don't think that was worth 4 attempts what he got. So I think either way he would have got pole. It just would have been by a lesser margin. Ruxin himself. What do I do? I don't even know what that says. Oh, what do I do for start? I think he means Rux. What you do for start is you hold throttle so only 3 bars are showing. That's what you got to do. And then when the lights go out, you got to release the thing. Oh, what for strat? I thought you meant start. What for strat? Medium soft, Rux, medium soft, or soft medium. No bias here, no bias. Oh, it's too late. The stream delay means you couldn't see it. So, no, I just got to see the delays. So Rabid, that's interesting. Rabid in P2. I hoped for this. Rabid in P2 on the mediums. Ruxin in P1 on softs. We've got 2 medium runners. Soft runners of 5 of Bonge, and 2 medium runners of Ryan and Ronin. And then in medium sandwich is Lucas on the softs, followed by the Hass of Loki. Mediums, his teammate on the softs behind him. 3 mediums in a row, softs in a row, and then Kip at the back. I think he can 1 to retire. I think he was safe on the mediums. So things to watch out for is Rabid. If he can stay within the DRS of Ruxin, he's in a really, really good position. 5 crown and on 1 to look on for. He could get a mega start compared to Rabid. He'll get better traction off the line. He'll get better traction at turn 1 and 2, and he'll look maybe from nowhere take it to turn 3 if he doesn't get it done earlier than that. Other people to look out for is Lucas on the softs. He's got 2 medium runners ahead of him. He'll be quicker at the start. Same for Korn. Good to get past his teammate. And then Zombez has got 3 medium runners ahead of him. It's an opportunity for big gains for him. But yeah, I mean, this track here is not really, like I said, it's not really a track where pole position matters that much. It's such an opportunity for slipstream DRS. Overtake this heavy braking zone. It's just quite wide. So big job to do for Ruxin to convert this pole into a win. I don't think I'll have too much pressure from behind with Rabid. If Rabid stays ahead of 5 and can't stay within the DRS of Ruxin, Ruxin will be the winner of the position. Have to see what he can do on the last corner. The formation lap. As I say that is probably the best thing to do. Means that everyone else earlier will have colder tyres. He's not actually starting last, he's just at the back of the formation. Kip is not. Takes control, bit of a mess there. Halo gets, and Halo and Jules gets qualified. See how some collision. Opposite then goes through Halo and Jules. Looks like everyone's going to line up at the same time, so not much longer to wait for 5 red lights. See if we can get a good camera angle for the game. Yes, we can, but I think. Yeah, there we go. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights on ahead of the drivers. And we're underway here in Azerbaijan. Ruxin instantly moves to cover off Rabid. Does not get the better start. 5 crown just behind. Looks like we've got some battling between 5 and Ryan. Ryan on the mediums made a mega start. We've got a Mercedes and a Red Bull in the background who have had an incident. 5 does stay ahead of Ryan on the mediums. We have a spinner, another Ferrari. Lucas has spun, but Bonge making a decent start. He's up to P5, running just behind him. Korn and Loki up a position each. Nicholas in P9 made a mega start. He was P15 at the start, I believe he was. So a mega start for Nicholas, taking advantage of the chaos. Ruxin now has a 5/10 gap ahead of him, behind him. Sorry. So now needs to just go and pull away. He does go a bit deep. That's not ideal. Got a lag for a spinner. That's Kip. Kip had a terrible quality, and it's just gone from bad to worse tonight. Looks like he has damage. Yeah, he's definitely got damage. So he'll have to pit. Past him. Lucas, he spun on turn 2, and there was a Mercedes and a Red Bull. So I'm assuming Paper Stream and Tado, who are quite far behind, but Rux now with an 8-10th gap as Jules and Lucas are fighting. 10. Jules has got done. Lucas is now dropped down to P16, not sure what he's there. He's ahead of damage, and Lucas doesn't. Gap now to 8 tenths to Ruxy, he's got to push. He's got to get that 1 second before the end of lap 2. He's just got to run away with it. So Ryan was looking quite racy at the start there, just on the side of 5 crown. We've done, but behind in the slipstream. 5 not getting the biggest slipstream. Rabbit has got to push on. He's got to get ahead of Rabbit. Ryan goes deep. Ryan hit the wall. Ryan's in the wall. Ryan broke too late. Looks like he hasn't got any visible damage as Bonch just says thank you very much. It goes past him up into P4 for Bonch. No visible damage for Ryan. I think he must do. That was quite a big hit with the wall. That means Bonch now promoted up to P4. He's the one that's going to have to pressure 5. Now, crucially for Ruxian and Rabbit, 5 is out of the DRS. DRS not enabled just yet. 5 is now 9 tenths, but 5 was for a brief period there, 1 second behind. That's quite crucial for Ruxian and Rabbit. They need to make this battle between themselves. Don't want to overcomplicate it. We've got a slow Haas at the back. Loki. Loki made a decent start up to P7 period, and no damage. Just had a slight incident. Not quite breaking that 1 second margin, which he really does need to do. 6 tenths is the gap for him and Rabbit. 5 for his stake needs to stay within the 1 second to Rabbit to have any sort of challenging for the win, unless there's a safety car. Bonch dropping behind 5 as well, almost good. 1 second, 8 tenths now. Ryan just behind him with for his mistake. No damage, definitely not. He lost a lot more time and would be so really lucky for Ryan. That was a big impact for the gap now between 4 tenths of a second, and 5 crown is just within the 1 second margin. He doesn't have the DRS enabled as expected. Now the train will begin to form. It's 3 tenths, time 1, 2. Or yeah, he's pulling out of the slipstream. He doesn't want to make the move yet. He's being smart about this. He doesn't want to put away. We've got a Haas at the back. Zombies was retired, but we had the yellow flag, I believe, was for the Haas. But yeah, Zombies has retired. Safety car. Safety car's come out. Yeah, Zombies retired. I thought the yellow flag was for the Haas, but he's retired just near where Loki was. So maybe out. Now you can pit for the hards and make it to the end easily, but slow, so it'll be interesting to see what drivers do. Ruxian can now extend his softs, same with 5, and all of the soft runners can extend a bit further. Same for Rabbit, he can extend his mediums apps at the end to make up the time, but he will have fresher tyres, but after another 3 laps without DRS, so if the order stays as it is, then yeah, that's quite crucial for Rux. Another chance. This is also interesting. The safety car restarts because of the long straight. The leader needs to go as late as he possibly can, just to catch P2 off guard and just drive off into the distance. Otherwise, they will be in trouble. Stop Castle section now as we've got pits. So Rux coming to the pits, 5 has come into the pits, Bonge, Ryan, Korn has come into the pits. So that's it for now. Yeah, that is it for now. So Tado promoted to P4, Jules P3, Ronin P2, Rabid inherits the lead from Rux, but he pits. Rux chooses the hards, but interestingly, 5 Bonge, Korn, Ryan, and Halo. Oh, sorry, not Halo. So Ryan, Korn, Bonge, and 5 opted for the medium. probably looking at them. If this is a longer safety car, and 2 more laps, then it'll be a good idea, but Rux will be quicker later. Halo got to the hard kit. He's got to the pits. He's also got to the hard paper right at the back of the field. He's also got to the pits. He has opted for mediums. Oh no, never mind, he hadn't finished the pistol yet. So paper straight hard. So Rux, Halo kit and paper all easily make it to the end. What's interesting now is there also could be another safety car between now and the finish, and that's when Rux rest will struggle. You also have poor traction at the start as Loki Tado especially, but Loki, Tado, Jules marginally quicker than him. Same for 5 Bonch and Nicholas. Might struggle on this restart. Couldn't put away from Rabbit on the soft, so he's on hards. He'll be the one with the disadvantage and ahead. Struggles Loki. Yeah, I thought that a lot of people would drink, but I didn't see any collision. Loki's just received a 5-second penalty for Rux. That can't be removed. Loki's already hasn't pitted yet, so when he pits on the turn, so whose fault was that? I don't know. Since Loki, it wasn't his fault, it can't be removed, so he'll have to serve it for pits. All bunched up apart from paper strip at the back will most probably catch up the end of that, if not next lap. So minimum of 2 more, or maximum of 2 more laps on the safety car. Going again, lap 5 already. So Loki's gone deep. I find it interesting now that Tado is the only soft on the left. With a few laps now, he'll have a big advantage over the free Halo, and he needs to overtake him. He does need to overtake. So that top 5 all do need to pit again, so needs as big gap as possible. So, oh yeah, alright, paper strings are ready. So safety car should be in this lap. People choosing to warm up their tyres already. Not really all that necessary. It's kind of better to do it as late as possible, as just lose the temp. Gaining wear, so now is probably the best time to do it. They all expect the safety car to come in at high. End of sector 2, beginning of sector 3 is when chooses to come back in. We're on board with Rabbit at the front of the pack. It wasn't P2 before Roxine decided to pit safety car. Now, yeah, safety car in this lap, so slow down and allow safety car to go back in the pits. This is where it gets funny. Azerbaijan safety car restarts. Rabbit's going to have to try and catch Ronin off guard. Ronin definitely trying to avoid that, but we've also got to keep the tyres warm. Rabbit is not trying to do that. Rabbit will have decently cold tyres. Ronin was warming up a bit before. He's stopped. Jules Barnes still warming up her tyres. So Rabbit will have freezing tyres by the time we get to turn 1. He's just stopped warming up. He can go any time from now, and looks like he's chosen to overtake him. Well, enabled. He's got a bit of a jump on Ronin. He's on the straight. Ronin won't get him into turn 1, so Rabbit has done that quite well. So we've got a few as Ronin Jules hits the wall, Tado up to P3. Jules hit the wall, not sure how that happened. Loki now looks down, is inside, he sends it quite late. Jules turned in, there as well. The front, Rabbit breaking the slipstream, really aggressive defending just for lap 6. Not necessary around Azerbaijan, so chosen track position. Running slot behind, didn't even try and make any sort of move. Gave up the slipstream. Ryan and Bonge battling behind. These are all the people who pitted. These guys need to now work together. These guys need to not battle as they are. Ruxin, this is all. That was good racing there. Both left each other a cards with perfectly. Jules tucks just behind him. Jules hasn't pitted as well. Jules definitely hit the rear, and he's just barged Ruxin. That looked intentional. Can't lie. Luckily for Ruxin, no damage. I wonder if damage has accidentally been disabled. There's so many wall hits. Yeah, it kind of looked like Jules just barged him out of the way. Jules loses 2 positions. Ryan F1 can't go with him. Jules still needs to win, so he'll get in trouble. Looks like Kip had a pretty poor restart. He's 7 miles behind. And then down the main straight we go with the 2 leaders. Rabbit's still trying to break the slipstream, weaving on the straight. He's kind of pushing his luck with what he can and can't do. Ronin doesn't seem to be bothered by it. No, overtake quite unbeatable, but Rabbit didn't get the straight. The rest not unable just yet. As Jules has gone into the pit, it did look like he just barged Ruxin out of the way, but Ruxin doing a pretty good job on those hards. He's stayed ahead of provisionally the leader, as he was before, and he's hanging on the back of Loki, which is kind of what he needs to do. He needs to use Loki with the DRS to propel himself up to Tado, but it's quite a big gap. Tado is 4 seconds. I thought he'd be a lot closer on the soft tyres, but it was like he was struggling. Running right on the back of Rabbit now, losing time. I think Ronin is the faster car out of the 2, but he doesn't seem to be too bored about leading. Overtaking opportunities just yet. DRS, yeah, not enabled, so it will be enabled next lap. So down at the first DRS straight. After turn 2, Ronin will open his rear wing and get a massive advantage. Rabbit slipstream. They're just putting away 6 temps, I think. Last checked in 7 temps now. Tado, it looks like it will be a 2-horse race, and this is another safety car. Although both of them have pitted, I just remembered that. So 2-horse race towards the end. Actually, these guys are very fast compared to everyone else. Oh, as Tado loses it. Tado's in the wall on the S's, definitely damage, okay, so damage is definitely enabled. As he should pit now, yeah, DRS been enabled. Tado does not pit with damage, so Tado's going to have an agonising next lap, as that's going to cause almost 3 wide as Ruxin sends one down the inside. Definitely quite an easy thing for him to do. As Tado with his damage, but he's pressurising Loki already. He'll have DRS, but I think Loki has got it off. I think Loki might have got it off Tado, which he definitely did in his last pass. Ruxin really quick on the hards as 5 Crown joins the cruise. Breaks late. Inside line is this one. Run ahead. Loki with it still hasn't pitted now, being pressured by Ryan. Great time. Loki. Tado with his damage goes wide. Taps the wall again. Bonge goes past. Yeah, I'm not really too sure why Tado didn't pit. So position, time. But now Ruxin has got a 7.2, 6.9 now gap to 1 and P2. Yeah, nearly a 20-25 second pit stop. 5 is right on the back of him. Now I think 5 can use his proper pace. No longer ahead of them. Just him and Rux. Ryan with a 1.5 second gap. He will not get the DRS down the main straight. Quite an easy position. 4-5, but looking towards the leaders, running with DRS in just a second. George breezes past Rabbit. Chooses to use it. Hear a beep. If you use the overtake button. Terrible camera angle from the game. Rabbit lets it pass the safety car. safety car is out and looks like someone's going to someone has it. Is that a 5 crown? No, 5 crown in the pits. Oh. We're on the Jules, that it must have been him. Jules. There was a red car in the castle section, yellow flag, so. Okay, crashed, I think it must have been Jules, as we have a lot of people in the pits. Interestingly, 5 is coming to the pits. He started on softs. He switched to mediums under the first safety car. We didn't need to pit in terms of rules, and maybe he just thought the mediums weren't going to work. Rux also pits. Rux pits for mediums. He's still the net leader, but he's picked up a penalty. Didn't catch that. So. Rux has got a 5-second penalty, whether that's for a collision or speeding in the pit lane. I don't know. Presumably speeding in the pit lane, has just pitted. That has kind of destroyed Rux's chances of winning. He's kind of in the perfect position at the moment. Fresh mediums. His nearest challengers behind him on hards. He was kind of in prime position, but he's ruined it. He's then a leader in terms of track position. Paper Stream, Halo, Warn, Rabbit, and Ronin still chose not to pit, but I think they missed. The pits by the time the safety car came out. So I reckon they've got a decent gap to pit. They won't lose that position, so Ronin definitely should pit, as he does, yeah. And he sped on the safety car. Ronin got a drive-through for speeding under the safety car. Wow. Ronin prime position to take a really take advantage of the safety car, and he sped under the drive-through penalty for him. Can't serve it now. But he will change tyres. Fortunately, I think for him, to be honest with you, he's able to change tyres. Unfortunately, he can't serve it under the safety car. So they do come out P3 and P4 respectively. So that's really bad for Ronin. He was in a super good position. He's net leader, yeah. So it did come out ahead of Rux. So he would have been net leader if he hadn't have sped. So now Rabid is your net leader of the race. Rux just behind him on mediums, I may add, with a 5-second penalty, but he is on mediums. Have the advantage straight away. I'm saying everyone's in prime position, but now Rabid is the man. Leave spud. Ryan's also Ryan's got a 3-second penalty, so he's cut the track under safety car. Something to do is he's going to bunch up. There's a chance it comes in this lap if these guys. Yeah, there's a chance it will come in this lap, but I don't think it will. Might be lucky. Might. 2 safety cars, space of 10 laps. 16 laps remaining, 17. So I probably now won't. I don't think it's too back and catch up with Lucas. Now it might do. It might come in. Yeah, safety car in this lap. I don't think any of these guys have been warming up their tyres. I don't think they expected it. So none of these guys have got warm tyres. This is going to be super unfortunate for the hard runners. They're going to struggle so much. Bonge in the lead. On track, hasn't pitted yet. Oh, he has pitted yet, actually, sorry. I'm not sure what tyre he started on. If he started on the mediums, then he'll have to pit again. If he started on the softs, he is the net leader. Same for Halo. Halo is net P2. Rabid is either 2 or the leader, I believe. Ryan trading position before they're allowed to, as Bonge gets the race going again. No problem. He did get the jump, as Lucas has lost quite a lot of positions. No yellow flag, but Lucas has lost quite a few positions. Watch again. towards back end of the field. Ruxian, one, he gets ahead of Rabbit. That's crucial for Rux to do that as early as possible. Rabbit jumps to the side. Turn 3. It's now going to be quite quick. To run in Halo. 5 crowns man, he's to get a move on, no penalty. Guys ahead of him do have a penalty, fresh tyres, so he's got a good opportunity as Rabbit loses it a bit on exit. They'll be side by side, he'll be side by side with Ryan. Just outbrakes him. Might have been a corner cutting warning, but he'll keep in position. Looks like they're going to go side by side with the cars section. Rabbit just backs out. It's what Africa can do. Ryan in there, it's P5. Works. Sure. Really. 1.3 seconds now ahead of Halo. Good start for Bonge. He will struggle, I think, with tyres towards the end of the races. We've got Rux in the wall. Rux into the wall. Ruxian was in the wall for a second there. Tado's retired as a Mercedes. What was it? It was a Mercedes. No, I think it was Tado in the wall. Someone caused chaos. There's another safety car now, 3rd and 11 laps. Oh no, sorry, it was Ruxian in the wall. I know it was a Mercedes. Ruxian was in the wall. Not sure how that happened. I didn't catch that incident. That caused a massive train reaction. On in 5 in the pits. Nicholas, Loki. No, not Loki. Korn, the other Haas. It's Lucas in the pits. 7 pitters, I think that is. As Ruxian serves his penalty. Loki served his fresh rubber. That front change from Ruxian. It was such a good race, that on a pole, remember. Last. Except for Ryan. Ryan had a wing change as well. He must have got caught up. He was close to Ruxian, just behind him, so he probably got caught up in the incident. So he's now dead last. One in still with that drive-through penalty. That's going to be painful. Always in 10. One still lead. He got a really good start. Pulled about 1.6 seconds to Halo. This is now lost. Still quite a jumped up pack, so it won't come in this lap. But I think this is the lap that came out. I don't think it will 100% come in next lap. Chaotic, this Azerbaijan GP. Packers all jumped up. Packers all brought up now. Sorry. Safety car behind this lap. This lap came out. So not in this lap. Out on this one. Trying to look now of who has the advantage coming to the second half of the race. We just hit the halfway mark. Now, what's 2 people pit? Loki and Paper Stream. Interesting choice from that. I've done that. Advantage. I think now Bonge will have less of a disadvantage because cars will still be screaming. Rabbit is in a decent position, 2 lap old hards, he'll have no time trouble now, so Halo. Kip, 5 lap old. Struggle but touch towards the end. 5 is the first person on fresh tyres. So although he's not technically proficient either, he is on precious tyres. At the beginning, I reckon he'll be a lot quicker. 2 too high up in this race just yet, so 5 will look to get past Kip as early as possible, and then you have to get ahead of the 2 hard runners and you have to run away with it from them. As the further away you are from those harder runners towards the end, the better, as they'll be quicker. And Bond shouldn't be too much trouble for him either if he gets past the Rapid. So 5 in a pretty good position, I'd say the best is Nicholas, who literally just picked up a penalty as I was speaking. 5-second penalty. Not sure who the contact was with, whether it was called 5. Not sure whether it was called 5. He's picked up a penalty. No one next to him has, so the game's just on the oh, safety car should be in as that, but it's not. Yeah, just 5 chances, I reckon. 5 is a decent stake in this race. You have to work for it though. Safety car. From 5, there's another 5 people who have come hits from 5, 5th down. They're all in fresh and new, 2 of them have 5 seconds. Safety car in this lap, Bonch already has an 8-10th gap and hasn't come yet. I don't know, my header's not getting close. You have to do hards, you have to try and get ahead as early as possible. Now he's closing up. Father Corner and Ruxian both get a penalty. Father's a penalty towards the end, Chaos towards the back. Bonch doesn't go. Halo is quite close, not close enough. So we've had a few position changes already. Rabid going round the outside of Kip. A bit twitchy, Rabid almost hits the wall and chip back into Kip, trying to squeeze and box up the rear as Kip hits the wall. It almost goes round. Rabid will go through and 5 position. Ideal for him to try and win this race around the outside. It is the better line for turn 3. Kip tries best, but it's not going to work down the inside yet, and 5 will get the better traction. So Father Corn and running. So Father Corn and Roxy picked up penalties straight away at the restart. Must have been a bit of chaos towards the back. Father Corn gets it. Crucially though, Bond 1.9 seconds ahead now. Almost 2 seconds space for over a lap. Rabbit is right behind Halo with 5 behind him. This is now ideal for Bond. Bond should just push like hell. As hard as possible for 5 or Rabbit to catch up towards the end. Loki's looks like he's had. Yeah, there was a yellow flag at the castle section, so sort of a spin. Father Corn lost 2 position. Father Corn's round. Father Corn in the wall had a big hit on the rear, no rear wheel, which I think will reduce. He's got no front wing though. So. Hits us. He hits the wall. He got a bit too. We're going to throw in the wall and there's another safety car. 3 safety cars. Can't remember. That's completely self-inflicted by Corn. I have no idea why he decided to try and floor it. But it is. Bond dives into the pit, Rabbit stays out. 5 crown. I was in an ideal position for this race. I'm assuming Bond will go on the softs. No, he chooses for another pair of mediums. I reckon softs will make it. Yeah, Kip and Halo and. Yeah, so Kip and Halo on the softs. Okay. He got it. Showing me the right pick box. Wow, this game sucks. It's not showing me the right pick box for Loki. But he chooses for a rear wing change, a front wing change, and hard tyres. No way he did that on purpose. No way Loki just chose for hard. I think that was a game glitch or he didn't update it. Yeah. Loki on the hard seam, which will be slow as anything. So safety car will be in next lap, I guarantee it. As catch up, can't be in this lap. As before, this is the lap he pitted. So, gonna go back to 5. He's now got 3 cars behind him, all of which have a penalty. He's on pretty much new mediums to the board. He's in P2. Ahead of him is Rabbit on 4 lap old hards. 5 is now in prime position to take the check flag first. unless there's no safety car. And if there's no safety cars now, towards the end, probably nearing the limit of safety cars. I mean, this is like 4th one, and I think he has 6. Total race 5, probably best position, but let's have a look. Penalties. Nicholas, a 10-second penalty. Ronin is still with that drive-through and Ryan with an 8-second penalty. Ronin's going to struggle now with that drive-through to get anything back in this race. Might be able to still get points. Time to finishes, we've only got down to P12, so next time cards for him. Nice. Rounds at lost the corner, so definitely catch up with that. So unfortunate for Ronin. I think probably Ronin's all the time now thinking of serving his drive-through, and every single time he tries to do it, a safety car comes out. Made for him, and it's just making it more painful. The earlier you serve a drive-through in a race, the better. It just gives you more time to gain it. Nicholas 10 seconds out with pit again. Yeah, so he won't pit again, he won't serve for 10 seconds. Collisions, we got collision earlier, whether he got another one. Let's see. So he won't serve that 10 seconds unless he shouldn't. One for that and Ryan with 8 seconds, he can serve 5 seconds, which he might do. It's an older medium, 7 laps. Kit, Halo, Paper Tube, Loki. About 4, they're on fresh softs. They're not, in terms of raw pace, the quickest in this field, but the fresh softs help you a lot. They'll have to get through Bonge first, and it's not greasy feet, and type out for bunched up, so should Rabid. Now I think he's going to struggle now. In terms of pace, he was kind of had the advantage. If this safety car didn't come out, I reckon he would have been ahead of 5 in terms of chances of winning the race. Now that's kind of his chances are kind of reduced. 5, very good driver. Awesome. Towards the end of sector 3 now. Safety car should be in the step. Tyres they expect it to be. I expect it to be. And the game, hopefully, yeah, the game expects it to be as well. So, chaos, hopefully not, to be honest with you. Every restart we've had some sort of collision towards the back. Penalties don't show it, but that's because everyone served them. Like Bonge, or Rux, who's not best position to watch this unfold. Right, pressure Ronin to start. We'll go up to Nicholas. Just see when he decides to move up their tyres. Now, Rabbit kind of faked really late. Rabbit goes. Rabbit is gone. 5 Crown not able to stay with him, and now Nicholas is going to pressure him, holding the overtake button. Both almost on max battery. He's now looking down the inside. We'll get a bit of slipstream off his AlphaTauri teammate. Ronin's been disqualified from the session for ignoring his penalty. I'm not sure we've not observed it now. 5 Crown stays ahead of Nicholas around outside. 5 went to defend. Nicholas put too much pressure on, gets a bit too much pace. 5 can put away. 5 now needs to pass Rabbit now. Also, there's not well if he doesn't. Now his Kip on the softs. What did I say about the softs? He's already up in mark 2 positions. His Kip. He's going side by side with Lucas Fenn. Not best place to overtake. Does tap the wall. Now he's being pressured from Bonge as he really gives him a good squeeze. Hits the wall himself. And all he's done there is potentially given him damage and slowed down Bonge. Let's have a look. Okay, he's cool on damage. Damage for him. As he did now lose position. He was up to P6, I think, for a brief moment before Lucas got back past him on the inside. 5 only 2 tenths behind Rabbit, and crucially for 5, 1 second ahead of Nicholas. That's what he really needs to be. in order to kind of set himself up for the victory. Was not really in contention with a 10-second penalty. Going back to Ronan, disqualified. He would have had the warning. The game would have told him to serve at this lap. It was a bit awkward with the safety car restart, but it's not like the game wouldn't have told him, so I'm not sure why he didn't serve it. 5 crown now, pressurising Rabbit. Side by side they go down the main straight. Position Rabbit stays ahead. I think 5 did back out. It might still lift a little bit. Doesn't want to lead just yet. DRS not enabled. 5 gets a bit of a switchback and turn to the best place to overtake. Have so much more grip, and that's just made them lose about 8 tenths to Nicholas. That battling. 5 did lift on the straight, I believe. Defending to the inside does Rabbit. 5, I think he's still lifting. He's not even trying to go move just yet. Which is strange considering it doesn't want the gap to almost see Nicholas every week. Try and get past 5. Through this tight part of the track, no room for overtaking, no matter how much of a grip advantage you have. So yeah, 5 is right on the back. He's so much faster at the moment. He's right on the limit of getting a warning there as Rabbit. Next is now going past through the castle section. He's based to make a mistake as 5 look down the inside. I think Rabbit went just a bit wide. He's now going to be right on the back of him. Not using the overtake. It's a smart thing to do there. 5 just back out the throttle. Now is not the time for an overtake. I've got about a mile long straight, kilometre long straight after this. DRS still not enabled. At the end of this lap it will be, so I wonder if how aggressive 5's going to be. But he has got to be careful. If he lifts again on this straight, Nicholas will just eat him up. So, God, I've scored the ball. 5's in the ball. 5's in the ball. No damage for him, I don't think. Somehow, but that means Nicholas will easily get past him. That could be crucial for the race. He could get the penalty. 5 is still in P2 DRS enabled, but 5 don't know really what happened. How the hell he hasn't got damage, I don't know. I swear we're not supposed to run on reduced damage, but apparently we are. 5 did look quicker than Nicholas now, but 2 AlphaTauris now, technically 1 and 2 on track. Nicholas now going around the outside. Now I think we're going to see a bit of team play. Rabbit's going to let him pass, and he's just going to back 5 crown up as much as he can. It's going to be hard to pull 10 seconds, certainly not impossible. It's time for Rabbit to just back out everything. He's got to lift before each corner, he's got to park it on the apex, he's got to enable Nicholas to just run away, he doesn't want the DRS. Nicholas just ride off into the distance. Loki battling the background, that's a very awkward place to overtake, but looks like Loki did get it done. On the fresh softs, paper stream and fresh softs, looking at pressurised Lucas and Sue. Yeah, the gap now 1 second between Rabbit and Nicholas. I think there's team play going on here between the 2 AlphaTauris. They are 1 and 2 on track. Needs to be out. 5 is a lot quicker than Rabbit, as we have seen. He ran right on the back with a penalty. He had 8 seconds, so he won't be playing for winning if I'm resting at him. But again, every right to pressurise 5, every right to try for a move, every right to try and put away. So on the main straight we go, using his overtake button. So is 5 as the means to get past Rabbit. Rabbit's going to swerve him straight. As far ahead as possible. Still using the overtake. 5 really wants to get past there on similar overtake. So, another DRS zone. Try yellow flag, and that looks like Kip has spun round at turn 1. He's got no front wing left. Entire painful lap. 1.1 seconds. Rabbit is not backing out as much as I thought he would. Nicholas is not in the way as much as I thought he would. 5 right in the back after that DRS zone. Might manage to get past. It's kind of for the win now. 5 can be patient. It's unlikely for a 10-second gap to be pulled. I think what he's got to do is just kind of focus behind him more than he does ahead of him. He will quite easily get past Rabbit down the DRS straight. He's just now just got to look for Ryan. Ryan almost does dominated in that wet quali did Ryan. It's kind of unfortunate for him that it's not raining in the race. tries in 5. And it's still there. Fighting for the track position. 2.2 seconds to the gap, not still nowhere near enough. 7 laps remaining, including this one. Still just right at the back of Rabbit. He's done well to follow him throughout the entire back. Here we go down the main straight. Ryan is a lot closer to 5 than 5 is to Rabbit. Ryan getting a brilliant launch. He's got someone, Nicholas. Nicholas has hit the walls on the S's. Nicholas has completely binned it, thrown away any chance of the win. Rabbit now defending like crazy. Ryan looking to get on the action. Stop using his overtake button. 5 is spamming the overtake button. Down the inside he goes. Ryan takes the lead as 5 goes straight on. 5, he was in the perfect position to win the race. It's gone straight on. He's in the wall for good measure. 5 completely outbroke himself, locks up, and now Rabbit is the one most likely to win, unless Bonge can catch up on those fresher mediums. What a turn this has taken. They're going side by side. This is just going to... Oh, come on guys, you need to work together here. Bonge is just going to eat away at your gap. 5, desperate, he went down the inside into turn 1, locked up in the Ferrari, just like Seb Vettel in 2018. He got greedy. He outbroke himself and went straight on. Almost collected Rabbit, I think he did. Fair play to him for taking the escape road. I know a lot of people who would have tried to stick that. No, we can offer to that. Where's 5 now? He's P6 to be fair. Still decent points, but he's completely thrown away any chance of a win. Up 21 now. Now Bonge is almost within the DRS. He just was for a brief moment there. He needs to get within. He's got more ERS than the guys ahead of him. And he's on fresher tyres. He hasn't got a penalty. And there he is, yeah, okay. Now Bonge is the one in prime position to win this race, and that's not what I thought I'd be saying just 5 laps ago. As Rabbit gets a terrible exit, Ryan already side by side. This is just going to hurt their gap to Bonge behind. Ryan gets ahead. But he loses it. Ryan loses it. He loses position as well. That means he's going to lose it to Bonge. This is not amazing for Bonge. It's going to be amazing for him if he wins it. Light flashing for Rabbit. He's got no EMS left almost. Bonge is going to go round the outside. And he's already ahead before the braking zone. Bonge takes the lead. Rabbit looks to try and stick it. Bonge takes the lead for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Rabbit tries to get ahead into turn 2, who have DRS. Nothing doing now in the braking zones. Down the main straight with DRS enabled, lights flashing for Rabbit. He's got almost no ERS left. Look at that, about 3% I think that is. Ryan also with no ERS, make a little bit of contact on the straight. Round the outside he goes. Bit of argy-bargy, Robin is racing as they say. Rabbit keeps the inside. He's defend from him. Ryan and now Rux is catching up to them after all this battling. Rux is, after he hit the wall and lost his front wing, he's still there with his penalty, but he's still there. 8 tenths is the gap. 9 tenths is the gap. 1 second is the gap. Bonge has pulled DRS to Rabbit behind him. This is insane. Bonge is now in the lead of the race. The guy behind him is on dying hards, and the guy behind him on dying mediums with a penalty, and the guy behind 3 seconds back with a penalty. All to lose now for Bonge. He's 1.4 seconds. What a middle sector he had. 5 tenths he's pulled on Rabbit there. With the tyre advantage, but still 5 tenths from 1 second. Amazing. I think Loki's had a bit of struggle. Back, he's lost the position after his crash. He's back. Could be podium, I think, for Nicholas. Quite easily. Crashed on probably one of the, well, surprisingly hardest butts on the track. A lot of drivers seem to struggle there. Whether it's the dying tyres, whether it's just pushed too hard, whether he's hit the wall on entries. S's are so hard as now Ryan just sweeps past Rabbit. They switch positions, but Rabbit's still on the rear of Ryan with the DRS straight. Remember, Ryan 8 seconds of penalties, so he will lose the position. Rabbit with the halo and probably the Rux. Technically B5 for Ryan, but doesn't mean he's got a chance to put away. Defends to the inside, not the ideal line. The outside is better for turn 2. Rabbit switches to the inside. Ryan tries to outbrake him, make a bit of contact, but Ryan almost hits the wall, keeps it clean. Around the outside he goes, like I said, with a better line into turn 2. Set up for 3rd place on track, 2nd place. I think Rabbit doesn't need to fight this too much. He doesn't really have the pace to stay ahead. or stay ahead of Ryan, and he doesn't have the pace to catch up to much. So P3 at the moment is looking like the P2, sorry, is looking like the realistic option. Rabbit just needs to calm it down and make sure Halo, mind you, on 7 lap old soft, so he will be quicker. Doesn't catch up. So still a podium on for Halo. Again, never thought I'd be saying that just a few laps ago. Although his softs are starting to lose a bit of traction, I reckon. 7 laps old. I think that's it for chances of safety cars. So no more safety cars in this race. Now what happens? I mean, Loki having a woeful race. Done a P11 as he hits the wall. Turn 4, loses the front wing. Number 13 he runs. No good luck for him. It's just been a woeful race for Loki. He's hit the wall multiple times. He's spun. He's gotten into drivers. He's had a penalty, which wasn't his fault, which he had to serve. Get removed. He's got no front wing, and he's down and dead last. Better than 5 others though. He is still running, but I don't think he will be able to hit. 2.5 seconds now, 2.6 seconds the gap, 2.7 seconds, 2.8 seconds the gap to Ryan from Bonge. So much more pace at the moment on those fresher mediums, as you'd expect. It's battling behind him. Oh, Rabbit and Ryan. Rabbit gets ahead of Ryan down the inside, I think he was. Unnecessary overtaker as Rabbit spun. I think Ryan must have hit him because Ryan slowed down to let him past. Loki retires as I thought he would. Now Halo's in P2. Halo just says thank you very much. Ruxian goes down the inside of Ryan. I think Ryan's got damage. Good move there from Ruxian. I think he is technically P3. I know he has a penalty, but it's only 5 seconds for Rux. As ET Ryan pulls over to let Rabbit past. Yeah, Ryan must have hit Rabbit. Ryan hit Rabbit and unnecessarily he had a penalty. Doesn't really need to race him that hard. Into turn 4, Ryan just slammed into the back of Rabbit, spun around. That's destroyed both of their races. So now Halo's in P2 on the softs. He will be slower by the lap on those soft tyres. Ruxian in P3, back 2.3 seconds, 2.2 seconds to get to Rabbit. So he's technically P4. Rabbit still with a chance of a podium. No longer as expected. All that's done is enable Bonge to get a 6.6 second gap to P2. Another yellow flag on the main straight. I think, is that ET Ryan? Yeah, ET Ryan's going backwards on the main straight. He must have spun it or something. And what was looking like a decent race. Guaranteed at least P5, essentially. Not bad. And now P7. It's P8 for him. Kick as well. P9. Might retire now. Only 10 runners, potentially 9 if Ryan does retire, but I don't see the reason why he retires. So he was guaranteed a point. Decides he doesn't want it and he leaves the session for good measure. Bonge round was 6.8 second gap. Yeah, I think those mediums are quicker than those softs. Identical age, but mediums are a longer lasting tyre as Ruxian's losing time to Halo. Rabbit who's right on the back of him. Unnecessary overtake for Rabbit to make. He's technically ahead of Ruxian at the moment, but never know. Halo could make a mistake and promote where he was in P2. No overtake doing as Ruxian hits the wall. I said no overtake down here, but down to the braking zone he does back out. It should be a relatively easy pass. Ruxian will defend too much on passes 5 second penalty. Not an ideal exit there. Rux backing out as Rabbit, he lifts on the exit, he really doesn't want to lose the DRS to Rux, but yeah. More identical DRS but slipstream DRS and essentially at the moment. Squeeze but the track widens, so that won't matter. And, they go side by side into turn 1, see what Rux does do. He does, he outbrakes him down the inside in turn 1, barges him out of the way, completely fair racing from Rux, but there is another DRS zone, he is in trouble. Looks for the inside, too far back into turn 2, gets a brilliant exit at turn 2. Rux can defend the inside, but with overtake, with DRS, with slipstream, had to back out there and he's hit the brakes. Rabbit does not want to pass Rux. On the last lap of the race, Rabbit is refusing to pass Ruxian, which is so strange, considering he still's got the chance for P2 if Halo makes a uncharacteristic mistake. 9.5 seconds is the gap to Bunch. It's pulled over 3 seconds since last year. Going through the castle section now towards the latter stages of sector 2 on this last lap of the race. Another yellow flag, looks like that's Nicholas down in P9. He is still guaranteed points, he wasn't really catching to P8. So not a best race for Nicholas overall. It was going well towards the beginning, but he still had that 10-second penalty. Coming around the last proper corner now. Really unexpected this is for Bonge. Rabbit gets ahead of Rux after all. But through the S section he used to make a mistake, but he's got through that completely unscathed. All the hard work's done now for Bonge. He's had an amazing race, filled with luck, but he has had great pace. 11.5 seconds to finish it off. He's going to come around the line and he's going to finish in P1. He wins the Azerbaijan GP. 12 seconds even the gap. A lot of straight line speed. What a drive from Bonge. Bit of luck, but you can't want to race without it. Really well done. Halo will come across to finish the line P2. Out of nowhere for him. Rabbit in P3. Rux in P4. Paper Stream in P5. 5 count just behind him in P6. Would have been the easy win for 5 if he shows his frustration across the line. He's in P6. Still decent points, but comes across in P7. Lucas swerving across the line in P8. Decent points. And Nicholas is coming on the last few corners without a front wing. That crash in turn 1 obviously. Wing, but he will at least take the checkered flag. And something that a lot of people would say. Goes. That will conclude it then for the Azerbaijan GP as Nicholas doing donuts to celebrate his 2 points. Plus fastest lap, I think he got fastest lap, so 3 points for Nicholas. That would really amazing job there from Bunge. That's the game that asked me to. We'll invite them over for the interviews. I'm not really too sure what to say, to be honest. I've just seen Stuart send in chat 5 ground knocks the magic switch. He went straight on to turn 1, just like Hamilton did. But okay, game's still not allowing me to pause. I will get Bunge in the party. So and Halo, and then Rabbit. So there's your finishing order then. Bunge in P1, winning the race. Halo in P2, Rabbit in P3, Ruxian in P4, good recovery after hitting the wall. Paperstream P5, good points for him, 5 in P6 after going straight into turn 1. Kip in P7, he was driver of the day. My driver of the day though does have to be probably Bunge. I'll go with Bunge. He capitalised on every single opportunity he was given. Started P4, but yeah, finished P1. Kip in P7. Lucas in P8, good points for him. Nicholas, last of the finishers, I believe, in P9. E.T. Ryan does count as a finisher, but he retired in the pits about 2 laps before the end, and that concludes it for the top 10. So, looks like I've got 2 of the podium finishes in the party, Rabbit and Bunge. Make sure you guys... Halo doesn't have the mic, okay? Halo, no mic. Make sure you guys... No box to include your audio. Right. No box to include your audio. Hang on, I've got my volume up, I'll see if they can hear you. No, okay, right, the stream can't hear you. How about this? I'll make a new party, and I'll get you guys in. Just gonna get the podium finishes in. There's still Last resort, you make the party, Bunch. Yeah, attempt free to get the mics working from everyone. Bunch is going to create the party, by the way, Rabid, so watch out for an invite from him. Brilliant. Okay. Alright, very last resort. I'll just repeat what you say. So, I can invite Rapid. So, welcome to these 12 viewers. Welcome to the interview room, the most scuffed interview you will ever see. You can't hear Bonge, you can't hear Rabid. There's no box for them to tick, so I'll just repeat what they say. I have so much power right now. I can say whatever I want, and I can just say that you said it. But anyway, so Bonch didn't really look like you could have won that race, but then suddenly it all just went well. 5 hit the magic switch, went straight on. A few safety cars booted you up the order. And thoughts on that race, please? Yeah. So yeah, as I said about the safety cars and stuff, did you really benefit in a huge way from the safety cars, or was it kind of just something that was just there? Yeah, and finally, did when you saw Five Crown like kind of just into turn one, that's when it was kind of ideal for you. You saw Five Crown going off. That was when it was the tables kind of switched in your favour, whatever you want to call it. Tables turned. That's when you kind of knew you were going to win the race. At what point did you think that you know what I can do this? Now, before I respond to what you've just said, I've realised I forgot to repeat what you just said. So, no one heard what you said. But basically, what Bond said was first safety car gave him free pit stop, second, third, whatever, kind of screwed him over. He was very happy to see five go off in turn one. What a horrible guy! And yeah, and then from there, he never thought he would win the race, but he's just too quick. So Rabid, P3 for you. He kind of got screwed over by Ryan towards the end. He did hit you in the rear. I didn't quite see it. I think he did. Yeah, I mean, I kind of I didn't really see it. The game I was in a cinematic camera view at the time, and all I saw was you kind of spinning round. So I thought you'd done it on your own until I saw Ryan slowing down. But that just kind of destroyed the gap to Bonge. It gave you no chance at all for the win. You were like 7 or so seconds behind at that point. But before then, did you ever think you'd be able to catch up? Did you think the win was possible? No. Yeah. So to the stream, what he's just said was it was unfortunate for the incident with Ryan. He had to kind of salvage the race. He knew he couldn't get the win on his kind of dying hards, so the fight was for P2 up until then. And one last thing for you was the safety cars. How much did you benefit, or did you lose out under those safety cars? Were they good or bad for you? So basically what he's just said is the first one was decent, not bad, sorry, he didn't have to pit at that point. Second one was good, so he got the pit stop, but then the other ones just kind of messed him up, as all it meant was that other medium runners could go ahead. And I've just seen Halo put in the Twitch chat, he doesn't have a mic, so awesome race, unlucky, but he'll take it. Had damage most of the race, but last stint was nice for me and had a good pace, so well done to Halo. And well done to Bonge, and well done to Rabbit on your podium finishes. I've got to get going, I've got D1. So well done your respective podiums, and I will see you guys next week. No problem.